Sleep is something that has always fascinated me. When I went through a period of insomnia, I got interested in sleep. I read many books on the subject and experimented with sleep trackers, diet, exercise. So when I had the opportunity to pick my theme course, I thought it would be a perfect fit. It's important to start with our understanding of sleep. And scientists don't actually know why we evolved to lie down and become unconscious, essentially becoming insane, having visions, reactions, and full range of emotions, and our inability to distinguish between what is dream and what is reality. In the 20th century, artificial light allowed us to work around the clock. It kind of freed us from the dark, allowing us to stay up much later than we rather would have, staying up talking with friends, living the nightlife with the crowds, or just being glued to a screen. But sacrificing sleep isn't all sunshines and flowers. Many of the illnesses that we suffer from today are exacerbated by sleep deprivation. Let's clarify what sleep deprivation is. You have to consider sleep quality and sleep duration. So how much quality sleep are you getting per night? Doctors recommend that people get at least 7 to 10 hours of good sleep a night. Quality of sleep is determined by your body's ability to fall in and out of REM sleep. It's a sort of rhythm that your body goes into. There are 4 stages of sleep. Stages 1 through 2 are considered non-REM sleep. Stage 3 is where brain waves slow down, also known as delta sleep and deep sleep. REM sleep is stage 4, and that is where the neural repair comes into play. The quality sleep is determined by how much REM sleep you get per night. According to my sleep tracker, I get on average between 4 to 6 hours of deep sleep per night, and I sleep a total of 8 hours. When an individual does not get enough sleep, it can have a cascade effect. Most of these effects can be considered minor, but over the long term, they could have devastating consequences. Symptoms of sleep deprivation range from constant yawning to poor concentration and mood changes, also known as irritability. But a devastating immediate consequence of sleep deprivation is cognitive decline. When an individual decides to get behind the wheel of a car while sleep deprived, it could cost them and the people around them their life, as a sleep deprived individual has slower reaction times. It is my opinion, but on the surface it would appear that most people don't consider long-term effects of sleep deprivation. They rarely ever consider what may be attributing to their illness. Sleep deprivation causes a cascade effect or a slow burn. It exacerbates illness, and it starts with overeating and bad food choices. The body produces higher levels of ghrelin. Ghrelin is responsible for the suppression of fullness, which causes people to overeat. If this habit continues for long enough, the body can become insulin resistant, pre-diabetic. If an intervention is not sought, diabetes can set in. This makes you susceptible to things like cardiovascular disease, hypertension. For individuals who inherit genes that make them predisposed to conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia, even depression and anxiety, sleep deprivation can accelerate the rate at which these conditions can occur and will even exacerbate conditions of depression and anxiety, making them much worse. We have a better understanding today of what sleep deprivation is and its consequences, but despite this new knowledge, we still deprive ourselves of the precious sleep our body craves. I started this course seeking out information that linked the harmful aspects of sleep deprivation. But after my position paper, it's kind of given me a new perspective. I once believed that people just gave up sleep to play video games, watch their favorite shows, or scroll social media. And this all might be true, but the majority of people seem to be in situations that require them to deprive themselves of sleep, including those that help us the most. Doctors and nurses, military personnel, law enforcement, service workers, heck, even our own parents sacrifice sleep, and it puts them at greater risk for disease and potential accidents that could cause death. But without them sacrificing some sleep for the betterment of others, our world might not be what it is today. After informing you of the consequences of sleep deprivation, I would be remiss if I didn't leave you with some tips to help you with better quality of sleep. Number 1, find a routine. Have a set sleep schedule, one that you can stick to, even if it isn't 8 hours. Exercise would be my second recommendation, as exhausting yourself helps you fall asleep more quickly. My third recommendation would be nutrition. Cleaning up your diet. Foods that are high in carbohydrates can make you drowsy, but they affect the quality of sleep. Also limit foods or beverages that contain caffeine or any other stimulants. Stimulants last up to 6 hours but have a half-life of 12. So having that energy drink or extra shot of espresso in the middle of the day might work in the now, but you will pay for it later because it will affect the quality of sleep. My last recommendation is optional, but I have personally found a lot of success using meditation and even bedtime stretching. Information for both can be found anywhere on the internet, including YouTube. Well, I hope the best for you, and thank you for your time.